there's a good chance I will be attacked for making this video by the BYD fans. I'm sorry, BYD fans, but one thing I want to remind you of is the fact that I've just bought one. So I don't have any bias in the game here. In fact, if anything, considering I've bought one, this study does concern me. In fact, I really hope the results of this survey aren't reflected in my ownership experience. Back in 2018, Tesla tweeted that it was able to make 7,000 electric cars in 7 days. At the time, that was a milestone for the company. But Ford, rather than just sort of ignoring it, they thought this was an opportunity to attack Tesla. They responded. 7,000 cars, 4 hours. Love the Ford team. Yeah, well, that was then. Today is today. Today, Tesla are about to sell more Model Ys than the Ford F-150 pickup truck. That is an insane accomplishment. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back, everyone else. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the channel. And I'm fascinated by this narrative. Let's just get straight to this. That Tesla vehicles, and I'm still seeing it on all kinds of websites everywhere, social media in particular, that Tesla vehicles are unreliable or have manufacturing defects or whatever. Realistically, this narrative needs to be put to bed. Now, people are still saying Tesla vehicles are unreliable, but the truth is, if you actually look at the amount of money companies are spending on warranty recalls as a percentage of cars sold, Tesla is actually one of the lowest spenders. That's the truth. They're selling a new product. It's a brand new kind of thing to the market, really, isn't it? Electric vehicles haven't been around for very long. And yet, per vehicle they sell, they spend far less than the competition on what? Warranty, recalls, all that kind of stuff, right? And now, in China, the Chinese are saying, yeah, you guys, you got it wrong. Now, what's important to remember is that the Chinese car factory builds electric vehicles for the German market, for the European auto market, for Australia, for New Zealand, for many countries all around the world. So if you bought a Tesla and you're not in the US, there's a good chance, in fact, there's about a 9 out of 10 chance you've bought a vehicle built in the Chinese car factory. Now, why is this even relevant? Well, most people say that the reliability and the quality of the vehicles being built at Tesla's Shanghai plant and at their Berlin plant, where they make them in the same way, using the same tooling, the same production lines, etc., is at a very, very high quality. And just within the last 24 hours, it's been reported that an EV reliability survey completed in China has listed the Tesla Model Y and the Tesla Model 3 as two of the most reliable electric vehicles in the Chinese market, which is actually an insane accomplishment because the Chinese electric vehicle market accounts for 60% of all electric vehicles sold worldwide. 60%. It's totally different to the American auto market. It's totally different to the European auto market because it's enormous. And there's an enormous number of competitors. In fact, there's more than 100 competitors. I've heard the figure of 400. That's not correct. That was a made-up survey. So let's stop quoting that incorrect amount. I used to quote it when I realized it was incorrect. I stopped doing so. But there's more than 100 electric vehicle manufacturers in China. And there's some pretty damn good ones. So Tesla does have some very strong competition. The survey completed by 12365 Auto, which is a Chinese automotive quality and reliability website, found that the Tesla Model Y and the Model 3 were some of the most reliable vehicles in their survey. The survey included nearly 40 different models from countless manufacturers and used the metric of owner complaints per 10,000 vehicles. Now, I just want to point out something else interesting. Best resale vehicle in China, period, this year, period, out of all cars sold is the Tesla Model Y. It has better resale than any other vehicle that you can buy. While Tesla has long battled the stereotype of poor build quality in the United States, Teslarati says that they have earned a reputation for solid build quality in China, especially compared to other options, especially compared to, well, everyone else. Of the 39 models listed in the survey results, the Tesla Model Y came in last, with the least number of complaints per vehicle, while the Tesla Model 3 was only 3 places higher, meaning basically they were first and fourth right? But actually, technically, the Model 3 had the same 2.7 complaints per vehicle as the FAW Hongqi EQM5. So actually, technically, the Tesla Model 3 was equal third. First and equal third in a market that's just saturated with electric cars. It's a pretty impressive result. In fact, scrap that. It's an amazing result. According to data posted by Moneyball on Twitter, the survey found an average number of complaints per 10,000 units of 19.2 for electric vehicles, while the Tesla Model Y had the lowest of 2.2. So the average vehicle gets 19.2 complaints, right? The Model Y had 2.2. That means, right, it had 10% the number of the normal complaints per electric vehicle on average in China. So 90% less than the industry average. That's absolutely incredible. The Tesla Model 3 wasn't far behind with 2.7, meaning what, 85% less than everyone else? Looking at the top of the list, the vehicles with most complaints per 10,000 units, models from Chinese brands such as BYD, interesting, Li Yang and Chery were ever present. The cars with the most complaints were the Li Yang, the Li 1 with 41.8. By the way, that's a plug-in hybrid. Isn't that interesting? The plug-in hybrid vehicle had more complaints per vehicle than any other vehicle in the Chinese auto market that has some kind of electrical form of transportation. Now, that's a plug-in hybrid, so it's obviously not a full EV, and I think that maybe says something potentially about plug-in hybrids. Do you own one? How good has it been? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, second place was the BYD Han. By the way, there are Han plug-in hybrids, but the majority of Hans are sold electric. The BYD Han had 38.5. Far out, that's a lot. I mean, to put that into context, Tesla Model Y 2.2 versus the Han 38.5. BYD Dolphin, wow, this actually does make me seriously reconsider buying a Dolphin. 37.3. Ouch. Other surprising models found within the top half of the survey results included the Volkswagen ID4X with 35.2. That's bad. The Buick Elite 6 with 26.3. And the popular Chery EQ1 with 33.4. Now, interestingly, right, one of the world's best-selling electric vehicles, which is budget. It's totally budget. I mean, you can get the base model for $5,000 US, and it's kind of part made by General Motors. General Motors owned 33% of the joint venture with SAIC and Wuling Hongwan, and Wuling Hongwan Mini EV had only 2.9. That's 13 times better than the BYD Dolphin. Who would have thought? Doesn't make sense. I mean, the fact that BYD is so incredibly popular in China, so popular, doesn't seem to be supported by this complaint study. It's strange. I wonder if this is going to have an impact on BYD in the future. We'll find out. We'll see. You would think it would. You would have to think they'll have to make some improvements to these cars. I mean, the BYD Dolphin's a brand new vehicle. Anyhow, interestingly, another car that performed really well was the Neo ES6 with 3.1. Now, clearly Tesla products do have flaws, but I mean, there's been recent reports that I've talked about on the channel of people who have got Tesla Model 3s. They've done more than 500,000 kilometers, so more than 300,000 miles, never serviced them ever, and never had to replace a single thing, except for tires. That's it. I mean, have you ever heard of a Gasmobile doing that? I have never ever heard of a Gasmobile never being serviced, never having anything replaced other than maybe some cabin filters and the tires, and it going for more than 500,000 kilometers and still having more than 90% battery health left. That to me is staggering. I don't know how that's possible. And we should be talking about that. We should be recognizing the fact that now electric cars are actually much more reliable than gasoline-powered cars and will last much longer. In particular, the fact that Tesla now puts lithium iron phosphate batteries in the majority of its cars means Tesla vehicles will unquestionably be more reliable than, well, to be honest, any other mainstream automaker on the face of the earth. I mean, BYD, of course, use lithium iron phosphate batteries, but the results of this study would suggest that Tesla's vehicles are actually much more reliable than BYD. Now, Teslarati says that these younger Chinese brands, some of the younger Chinese brands that were surveyed, will struggle with build quality and reliability issues in their infancy, indicating Tesla won't be winning any initial quality awards in Western markets anytime soon. But I don't agree with that. I think Tesla's quality in its EVs is put under a harsher microscope than products from other vehicles. I mean, there's more videos on YouTube about Tesla than anyone else times a factor of 10. So there's more scrutiny on their vehicles. But look at what Sandy Munro is saying. Sandy Munro is certainly not saying Tesla's vehicles are poor quality. In fact, he's saying the opposite. I think he's pretty qualified to know, considering the fact that he literally tears them down piece by piece by piece. And the important thing is, right, Tesla's brought out two models, Model 3 and the Model Y, really over the last few years. So they're both a few years old now. They're both kind of getting old in a way. But I think it's important to remember, you're not buying a 2017 Model 3 when you buy a Model 3. You're buying a 2022 model, or if you buy one in 2023, it'll probably be different. In fact, not probably, it will definitely be different to the 2022 model. You just don't know. You just won't know about that. Tesla will have changed it. It'll be using a structural castings, giga castings, right? It'll be using lots of different things that will be able to improve that vehicle over time. I think that's a really good strategy. Rather than trying to do what companies are doing, trying to make 75 different EVs and do a new model every year, which costs enormous amounts. Better to improve a good product. Simply make it better. If it ain't broken, what do they say? Well, you all know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.